Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the only CalTV show with Pac-10 job security. I'm Dan Fiedler.
And I'm Kristen Brophy.
And today we're going back
and forth.
Our first story of the day, Ty Willingham will not return to the University of Washington next season, as the athletic director said that he is out after losing to Notre Dame this past Saturday. The Huskies went 0-7 this year under his reign. And Kristen, what does this mean for the rest of the Pac-10?
Well, I say good riddance to Ty Willingham. I mean, his team is the only one in the BCS that's gone 0-7 this season. And I really think that with a new coach, that team will have some new life. At least maybe this season's unsalvageable, but next season, looking ahead to next season, I mean, it must have been embarrassing for him to lose to Notre Dame, his former coaching job.
But you got to think about what kind of implications this is going to have for the Pac-10. It could lure quite a few Pac-10 coaches away. Even our own Jeff Tedford has been mentioned. But, Washington is a pretty good place to play. There's a lot of history there, and there's even been a little bit of talk about ex-Raiders coach Lane Kiffin going there. So I think it's really going to stir things up in the Pac-10. Washington has a ways to go before they get good again, because this is really going to hurt with recruiting. They only have 2 recruits so far, and they're not nationally ranked or anything. So it's a long step in the process, but it might shake up the Pac-10 a bit.
I like the idea of Lane Kiffin. I think he's going to be a good catalyst. I was sad when he got fired from the Raiders, but good luck, Washington.
The Cal women's volleyball team suffered just its second loss of the season this past weekend, falling in a 5-set match to the University of Southern California. The Bears will host Oregon and Oregon State this following weekend. But, Kristen, what does this mean for the rest of the Bears' season?
Well, USC is a good team, Dan, and I'm not surprised that there had to be a loss that Cal suffered sometime this season. There's a lot of parity in the Pac-10, and that's what I love about college sports. On any given night, you never know what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, it's almost eventual. In football, we talk about football teams going undefeated. They don't play too many games.
Yeah.
You play 12 games plus a bowl game in the season. It's pretty easy for you to go, well, not pretty easy, but, it's feasible, definitely. Volleyball, women's volleyball, you play a lot of games. It happens, and I really see this Cal Bears team bouncing back. Their next 4 games are against teams that they haven't dropped a set to.
Yeah,
this entire
Oregon.
game.
They didn't
Oregon State,
yeah.
Washington State haven't been able to touch them this year. So we're going to win those 4 games. We're going to be right back in the thick of it. And then we play Arizona. So then we'll see what's going on. Not at the end of the season by any means.
Certainly not. Certainly not. Well, Kevin Riley had a big weekend last weekend when he helped the Bears beat UCLA 41-20. Now, this brings up the debate that everyone's been having, Longshore or Riley, and I think it's time to settle it once and for all.
Okay, Kristen, I think it's time to end this Longshore-Riley debate nonsense for once and for all.
Okay.
The clear answer is Kevin Riley. Nate Longshore has shown time and time again that he cannot get the job done, and I really think it's time that the Bears started putting faith in Kevin Riley. He's only got 2 interceptions all year. One was a miscommunication, and one was in garbage time against Arizona. That's compared to Longshore has thrown 2 interceptions a game for his past 3 years. I mean, I think that he's definitely more mistake-free. Riley is. Longshore, there's just too much liability. We've seen throughout the past 3 years, Longshore cannot win on the road, and we're going to be able to need to win on the road if we want to make it to the Rose Bowl or the Holiday Bowl this year. And, there is the fact that Longshore is a senior, and he's going to be gone after this year, and it's better to get Riley some starts so he will become an elite quarterback for the years to come.
Well, Dan, you said a lot that I agree with there. I do agree that Riley is a better quarterback, and I think probably the majority of this campus would agree that Riley is a better quarterback. However, I got to defend Longshore a little bit, and I got to defend Tedford. Tedford's into seniority, and he's going to play the player who's been there longest, who has a lot of experience, and also Longshore has a physical stature that Riley sort of lacks in the field. He's tall, he looks athletic, he's a presence, to say the least.
Yeah, okay. We want to choose the quarterback on which one looks more athletic. That's all the time we have for today. My name's Dan Fiedler, and this is
Kristen Brophy.
And we'll see you next week on Back and Forth.